Hi, I'm Betty Bueche, professional grandmother. I grew up in San Antonio, was born here, mostly spent my life here, along the San Antonio River. So we're at the Blue Hole, which is the headwaters of the San Antonio River. And the entire San Antonio River watershed starts right here. It usually has water coming out of the ground from the aquifer, but since the aquifer is at a low stage right now, the Blue Hole is dry.
The river flows quietly and purposefully most of the time, nourishing nature, doing its thing. But watch out. When pushed, the river will become a force of nature. But when called upon, just as the river can become a force of nature, so can Betty. Betty can come in with her power and influence and force to make sure that things get done.
So here we are in the old neighborhood where I grew up, and we're at Mission San Jose. In those days, it was a neighborhood church, and today it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Texas only has one World Heritage Site right now, and that's the San Antonio Missions. And the work to do that took 9 years.
She's the reason why we got that World Heritage designation in many ways, because she pushed and pushed and pushed, because it gets hard. And when things get hard, Betty just digs in and gets it done. And I just think that is what it takes to get these major projects done that she's been involved in.
Growing up near the missions for her, they're in her blood, they flow through her blood. She wakes up every day. She wants to give back to her community, the missions. History is such a thing for her.
What we did through the Mission Reach project is we restored the river back to a more natural environment. So in doing that ecosystem restoration, we really were able to tell the ecological story along with the cultural story.
So here we are inside the restored double-height courtroom of the Bexar County Courthouse.
She has a knowledge that flows from the very beginning and the very origins of our history and brings that past to our present and helps us move forward.
We're here at Mitchell Lake. It still attracts a lot of migratory birds, and I think the birds have been bringing us a message saying that it's time for us to fully reclaim Mitchell Lake and make this the haven that it once was. San Pedro Creek was a place where indigenous people lived, and then when the Spaniards arrived, they decided to found their first mission in San Antonio here, on the banks of San Pedro Creek. It's been my great privilege to have worked on conserving the heritage of Bexar County because it belongs to all of us, and everyone's story is important.
Okay, Betty, you can stop.